whenever you will be watching this. My name is Nodari Rizun. I'm a founder of Pürblack.com. We make regenerative, natural, targeted performance enhancers.
Hi, my name is Mark Simmons and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of Pürblack. I've been involved in the company since its very beginning about 14 years ago, did the original brand positioning and named the company because we have about 6 or 7 different channels to look at and there was no one single source of truth. What we would end up doing is looking at data from each individual platform or channel and trying to work out therefore what's working and what's not working, and that was almost impossible.
Data problem feels like wasting money. Data problem feels like your marketing budgets are never enough. Data problem feels like hopelessness. Why is it that the business is growing? Why is it that people are working more and more? And overall, the volume, the turnover, the funds, the money, it's more and more. Why are the margins shrinking more and more?
We did try and use a system like Windsor to pull the data in one place and give us meaningful insights, but we found that there was a lot of hallucination there, so it really wasn't that useful.
We'll promise you the moon and the stars, and we'll promise you that your data will be so much better. They don't think that. They see a Shopify dashboard or a Google Analytics dashboard, and they think that it is the source of truth. And it is not, because that is not the data that was cleaned.
So what we did ultimately was turn to Ovox as a solution, as a single source of truth, something that could pull in the data from all the different sources that we have. We used Ovox for quite a long time and tested it out before we made the decision to really put all the trust into the data that was being supplied. And it was a great experience. We worked very closely with the Ovox team to make sure that everything was right. The data was accurate, the attribution was correct. We had all the different platforms and channels reflected in the Ovox tool.
Was the genesis and then the advent of AI. Because Ovox figured out something very interesting. They removed the AI hallucinations from AI, which is a huge problem. You can't really trust.
We used Ovox for quite a long time and tested it out before we made the decision to really put all the trust into the data that was being supplied. And it was a great experience. We worked very closely with the Ovox team to make sure that everything was right. The data was accurate, the attribution was correct. We had all the different platforms and channels reflected in the Ovox tool. So something that might have taken a couple of hours beforehand to pull reports from Shopify, Google Analytics, Klaviyo, etc., literally 5 or 6 different reports to get the answer. I can now do that same thing in minutes, and I know it's going to be the correct answer, and that allows me to make decisions very quickly, knowing that they're informed decisions and not based on guesses or assumptions. We've definitely saved time by using Ovox. Beforehand, we would have had to use all these different data sources from different platforms and channels.
We regained time. All right, so let's talk about up to you, what really changed with technology. So for 10 years, we couldn't get a source of truth. 2, take high quality decisions quickly. Now we can take very high quality decisions quickly, literally in 5 minutes. What you can do now in 5 minutes, before you could not do this in months.
As a marketing leader, it's so refreshing to be able to make decisions based on data and insights rather than guesses. It means that I can spend my day in a very, very different way, not doing the sort of mechanical work of pulling data and wondering whether it's the right data, but looking at the data from one single source, developing insights from that data and making really informed decisions. Since starting to use Ovox, I think we've all found in the company that we can make decisions faster and better, that allows me to take the right actions in marketing. And I've found that Ovox really delivers on that promise.